Yep. 2020 is kicking my butt. All right, everybody. Well, we're doing it on the C920 because I don't know what's going on. Hopefully everybody hear this. Can everybody hear me okay? Screw this. I'm not playing this game today. All right. So what's going on? Streamlabs isn't working right now. I don't know why. I'm having some issues with Streamlabs, and so we're going live. Screw it. We're going live. Okay, so here's what I was saying. Illusionist has it's kind of divided the internet of magicians, and done some crazy stuff that's some people are kind of okay with it and being forgiving and everything, and other people are really pissed off. I fall in the later camp. We're going to talk about it, and I want to hear you guys' comments, and I want to kind of get like a sense of how everybody else feels about this. There was another YouTube YouTuber. I'm not going to talk about who it was, but somebody else put out a thing out there and did a live stream talking about all the stuff that happened, all the drama with the Illusionist. The problem with that is that magician has business dealings with the Illusionist. And so it's kind of a problem. It's kind of a problem because there's a bias there. I, on the other hand, don't have any bias. I'm not married to Illusionist in any way. I don't have any business dealings with them. Heck, they don't even send me stuff to review. So I'm just going to speak my mind about all of this crap. I was going to do this in Streamlabs so I could pull up the stupid stuff and kind of tell you guys a story, but Streamlabs is not working, so we're going to be doing it ad hoc. I don't want to waste your time. You guys have been waiting long enough, and I'm not going to make you wait while I sit here and try to figure out my streaming software. Not the time to be doing last minute checks, because everything's telling me that the microphone's working on there, and it obviously works this way. I don't know what's going on with Streamlabs. Anyway, that's a thing for another time. So here's what's going on. Basic story. I kind of broke it down earlier in the community tab and on Facebook. If you guys don't know about the Facebook group, go join the Facebook group. It's facebook.com/The Magic Minute official. We get to talk a lot about it's kind of the we'll call it the Discord, but the free version of Discord. So get on there, you can share ideas, talk, whatever. Anyway, shared all this out. Kind of what happened to get you up to speed. If you don't know, Illusionist, we got an email from Brad Christian, the founder of Illusionist, and it was very cryptic. And I talked about it in my last stream. If you don't know about that, that video is up still. It's actually doing extremely well, so go check it out. So I got to get an email from Brad Christian. Right, very cryptic and very spooky and kind of vague and everything. And then Illusionist website goes down. And then there was a video that like all their social media was turned off too. And then there was like a video scheduled to premiere today on their YouTube channel, which that went, that disappeared. And then an undisclosed subscriber of this channel, I don't know if he wants to be mentioned, but he sent me this thing, said, hey, go here, Illusionist, not www, but illusionist.com/password. And there was a countdown timer that was going. And it was for like 46 minutes when I got it. And I sat there and I kept checking back and forth. There was a little place to put your email address and everything to get notified whenever it happened, whatever the countdown was counting to. Clock hits 0. I refresh the page. Boom, Illusionist is back up, and now it's all in black. Okay. I get an email following that. I'm almost immediately after that. And I'm going to read the email to you here because I want to go by it. I want to go for it line by line because I think Illusionist knows they screwed up, but I want to go through this. So let me pull this up. So here's what happened. The email subject line is Brad killed Illusionist. And there it is, okay? Brad killed Illusionist. You click on this little link, says find out more. What are we going to find? When the Illusionist website went down, now that's really reflective. And hey, that's you guys right there. That's what I see. I wished for the worst or I hoped for the best. If you click I wished for the worst, you're sent to their unsubscribe. Okay, this is very bright, and it's hard for you guys to maybe see that on camera, but sent to an unsubscribe from the email list. Now, let's say you didn't do that. Let's say I hoped for the best. Then you're greeted with this screen, which has this video of Brad Christian shooting a I'm not even kidding, shooting a laptop with what appears to be like looks like an AR and a pistol of some sort, like just pumping it full of lead, and then FAQs. Why was this necessary? It wasn't necessary, guys. Here's the thing: what they did is they went, "Hey, 20-year anniversary. We're going to go back to our roots, right? We're going to go back to the Black Mysterious website that started Ellusionist, and not only they had that clean white kind of thing for a long time, but they had before that. For you guys that remember that far back, I've been a customer of Ellusionist since they became a company. I remember Ninja 1, Ninja 2, Crash Course, King Rising Levitation, the revolutionary coin vanish from Kevin Parker, I think it was. Anyway, I've been a customer for a very long time, and they used to have a black website. Okay, so to change the website, what they did was, well, I'll tell you what they did, and then I'll tell you what I think they should have did. So people who are in the middle of orders who've just spent money with Ellusionist are left in the dark. They just shut the website down. They don't say anything on social media. They don't send out any emails telling anybody what's going on or that the change of the web. There's orders, there's people's downloads, there's all kinds of stuff. People have lots of money in the website. I personally have a lot invested in different downloads that I've purchased over the years, accessible there. I have my a lot of things that are web-based apps or that they have their own servers for, like Picasso Pro or for Tempest or things like that. Everybody's got all this money invested in it. Other people have been shopping and buying things and, orders and all this kind of stuff. And I had people messaging me after my live stream the other night saying, "Hey, I ordered stuff like the other day and I never heard what's going on with them. Now the website's down. What do you think I should do?" And I was like, well, if they shut down and they didn't communicate with you, I would call your credit card company and tell them that that what happened, right? So they shut down the website. They shut down all their social media except for YouTube. They have this video premiering today. The video gets taken down by Ellusionist with no explanation, and then there's no more information than that. What? What? That's not how you do this, guys. That's not how you do this. And with the vague email from Brad talking about his happy memories of the last 20 years, and it sounds like he's saying goodbye to everybody. I get what they were trying to go for. They were trying to add a little bit of mystery or excitement or whatever. But what ended up happening is they just pissed a lot of people off because you got people with tons of money in there, right? Like, here's what they should have done. If this was my company and this was what I was in charge of orchestrating this, here's what I would do. I'd be like, we've decided to go back to our roots, right? To celebrate the 20-year anniversary of Ellusionist, we wanted to give the website a makeover. We're going to be down for a couple of days while we transfer servers. So please bear with us with our dust while we switch over, right? That means if you want an opportunity to go download your videos, do it now, because on X and X date, the servers will be down or we'll be switching servers. Don't worry, your orders are still being made on time. You still get your orders fulfilled. And hey, I can't wait for you to see our new website. It's going to be really cool, right? That's what should have happened, right? Not this weird cryptic email and then shutting down all their social media, completely killing their website, and then no information whatsoever. That's not how you do that, guys. You got people who have a lot of money invested in you guys, and you shut it down. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? What all that happened was you got this breach of trust with everybody now going, wait a minute. Like, what? I have all this. I have hundreds or thousands of dollars, or however much you spend on their. I mean, some of their stuff is really expensive, right? So, or it's it's not expensive. It's high value stuff that costs money. And I've probably over the years spent thousands of dollars with Ellusionist, and I have a lot of downloads with them. And I have, I use Tempest, and I use Picasso Pro, and there's all these other ones, Mark Kirstein's, Diverter, and all these other ones, all these other platforms. No information about it at all. They just, boop, you get a weird email from Brad, and then everything's gone. What? You can't do that, guys. You can't do that. You pissed off the entire internet of magicians. You've I mean, you could look at it from the other way and go, you could say the Madonna thing, which there's no such thing as bad publicity. We're all talking about them right now, but we're not happy, or at least I'm not. So, I know that there's a lot of people who are like, oh, okay, all right, well, it's not that big of a deal. They're only down for a couple of days or something. It's like, well, what if you had for me, for instance, I'm a professional magician, right? I'm not working a whole lot right now, but I am working right now. And I have corporate clients that are worth multi-$1,000s a show, right? And so if I have something that I've ordered because I have a show coming up, and I don't know if all this, some big order that I made or something is going to come through or not. If it's a refill for something, or it's a product that I want to invest in, and I need to rehearse for a couple of weeks before the show or whatever, but to be given no information, that is not a situation you want to put people in. And that's not a situation we deserve to be put in. We've been loyal customers for 20 years. And you're going to drop us. Anyway, I'm ranting, but it's just like, let people know that they're, where site's going to be down, but you're going to get your orders in, or, anything that was sent in before the site went down is going to go through. Let people know that their videos will be available for download after the fact, or to let them download them beforehand, before they shut down. Some kind of actual clear communication. What they did was not okay. I'm going to go through this here. FAQs. Why was this necessary? We wanted to add a little mystery to this overhaul. Last week, we asked Brad to send a cryptic message giving nothing away, hinting at something coming. An error 503 on a down site was the first clue, an error code reserved for scheduled maintenance. It's true. It wasn't a 404, a website not found. It was a 503, which was the maintenance one. The idea was supposed to be something fun for people to work out, but thanks to online rumors, it spiraled completely out of control, which we didn't plan for. No crap, you didn't plan for it, Ellusionist. However, a lot of you did see through that and correctly guessed what was going on. We had talked about a couple of things on the last stream about what it could be. It could be a rebrand, a website update, something like that, right? Some people had supposed that maybe Murphy's was going to buy them out, which was not the case. We have 20 years worth of orders, customer data, and transactions. We have petabytes, more than terabytes of footage. Wait, this is kind of interesting. They say we have petabytes, and then parentheticals, more than terabytes of footage. If you have to explain what petabytes are in this, then you shouldn't assume that people know what a 503 error code is. Just saying, okay? So it says more than terabytes of footage, explanations, and trailers. This all needed to be migrated to a new database, new servers, and a new front end. We changed everything. Good for you. If we'd started migrating with orders coming in, we'd likely lose some data. That's why you tell people that we're going to be shutting it down and then shut it down, like give people warning. Okay? We didn't want customers and orders packages to get lost. Okay? You just didn't let people know if they were going to be getting their packages. Ellusionist is a trusted company. They were a trusted company. So all this had to be done offline over the weekend to ensure no data loss occurred, and we were compliant with all laws and industry standards. I understand that there is a lot of stuff that it takes to make sure you're managing customers' data safely. I run into this too with my CRM or customer relationship management software that I have. I have to, every single time that I log in, I have to swear or click a box that says that I understand the applicable laws for managing my customers' privacy. Like that's a thing. Like, customer privacy is a real thing, and I understand that that's a big thing, especially for Ellusionists to do this the correct way. But it's funny to say Illusionist is a trusted company. It's like, well, you just betrayed everybody's trust by shutting this thing off, like without telling anybody. Come on. While offline, we were also able to ensure no personal customer data was open to being leaked or compromised. It was the safest, most efficient way. But you could still warn people. There's no reason not to have a warning. Just minutes before launch, our provider Cloudflare started to experience issues. This was not part of our campaign. We were completely caught off guard and locked out of our domain. This was affecting all newly launching stores on their platform, not just ours. Some customers may still experience issues with the www or the www prefix, although Shopify and Cloudflare are aware of this. Purchases are 100% secure through https://illusionist.com. They are working on the issue. So if you're trying to go to Illusionist, don't use the www, just illusionist.com, and then you'll be taken there. What about my downloads? Good question. We apologize for any interruption with accessing your purchased tutorials. Nothing has vanished in the migration. They're all there, safe and sound. But you could have let people know beforehand that you were going to do this, Illusionist. Let people know, so if they need to access this, or they want to download them before your server goes down, or whatever, but to just close it off and not give any warning, not cool, not cool. However, to authenticate your identity, we'll require all current customers to reset their password via this page. This is to ensure safe custody of your previous purchases. Stream at your leisure, except for the 3 days that you guys were down without telling anybody. No, we weren't able to have all your download files before the switch, as our CDN or content delivery network wasn't working in the lead up following to our website switch. So that's what they're saying. They're saying that you weren't able to download all your files before the switch because their content delivery network wasn't working in the lead up. Then there should have been a communication about that too, not just, stuff's not working and then the website goes down, because it doesn't look like there was no communication. So they don't know, no customer knows that there was a problem with it and, hey, we're working on fixing it. It'll be back up whenever the site goes back up. No, it was just first things start messing up on the site and then it goes down. Okay, great. That's the way they do that, just to be completely, tight-lipped about that. Like, what about my package? Our warehouse is fully operational. Packages have still been sent out and will continue to ship. No orders have been lost. Well, that's great. But people who send in orders and then the website went down, were sitting there panicking for a little bit. Why didn't your team confirm? In fact, you're probably going to get some orders canceled or some fraudulent claims against your company because people saying that their charges were fraudulent because you closed your website right after taking people's money, like without telling them. That's not cool. Why didn't your team confirm any details? They've all signed NDAs or non-disclosure agreements. Legally advised not to share private company information before the company announces it themselves. This is standard practice in all businesses, nothing personal. Don't take it out on them. Yeah, don't take it out on, just the decision makers who orchestrated this. You can be mad at them. What if I'm still angry? Oh, this is great. What if I'm still angry? Yes, I'm still angry. By the way, if you're liking this, you enjoy this content, you haven't been to the channel before, please, thumbs up really help me out a lot. Smash that so I know if you're into this kind of thing. And also check out my other videos. Back to the thing. What if I'm still angry? To those who got angry over the unknown, we'd like to assure you that no artists or customers were harmed in the migration of our website. We'd like to assure you that no artists or customers were harmed in the migration of our website. I think what happened is you really just hurt yourselves and people's confidence in your ability to run a website that people have spent thousands of dollars on. Like, come on, really? You stress so many people out. We didn't start any rumors, and we're sorry if you believe them. We were vague, but some hijacked the event to spread disinformation. How could they spread disinformation when there was no information? It was all people going, "What the hell? Were you there? Like, did you see that? Like, what's going on with the Illusionist?" I started the stream Friday night to go. Does anybody know what's going on? Trying to gather like as many different pieces and people together as possible to see if we could suss something out. All we found out was that the servers for the online or app-based tricks weren't down. So that's all we found out. But we didn't even know that. What if you're in the middle? What if you didn't know What if you didn't know you were doing Picasso Pro app at some corporate gig after, like for me, God knows, I have not been working very much during this whole pandemic. Speaking of which, if you want to support the channel, you can do that by going over to my Teespring store and helping me out. That'd be nice. But here's the thing. If you have not been working very much and you finally get a gig and you're doing Picasso Pro app or you're doing whatever, and let's say it did go down, you didn't know, there was no email, there was no nothing, just that cryptic email from Brad. What if you're in the middle of a program and it was that the app didn't work or something? Like, that would have been freaking terrible. We didn't have any communication to assure us that anything was going to keep going or whatever. We had to get on, and I had to do Picasso Pro app over YouTube to test to see if it even worked, because I had no idea. So we all found that out together the other day, but nobody knew. There was no information. So I don't know how you can spread disinformation if there is no information. It was all speculation. That's the word you're looking for, Illusionist, is speculation, not disinformation. This move is to benefit the experience of buyers and to elevate the promotion of super talented artists. Please enjoy a free Ghost Cohorts deck with your order on us. So we're sorry that we betrayed your trust. You can spend more money with us and we'll give you a free deck of cards. Okay. Orders must be over $10. One per customer, and must be completed within 48 hours of our site launching. So get over being mad at us as fast as you can. And then the last question was, so you're not being bought out by insert name here? And they say they couldn't afford us. So good job, Illusionist. Good job. You guys freak everybody out for a couple of days. You totally like provide the worst customer service I've ever seen from a magic company. And then you end it on a chest beating boast about how profitable your company is. Great job, Illusionist. That's exactly it. I'm pissed. I'm sorry. It's deeply upsetting, because that is such a breach of trust. That is such a breach of trust. You can't do that kind of stuff. It would have been much better to go, we're coming up on our 20 years. We're excited and we're celebrating with changing the website and updating it, or going back to a nostalgic version that some of you guys may appreciate and remember. Because it's such a massive move, unfortunately, we're going to be down for a couple of days. Bear with us. Everything will be there. If you want to download your stuff, like clear communication is extremely important whenever you build up this kind of trust with a company, that you expect them to be there and to be stable and there and support the artists. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Illusionist. I love their products. I'm deeply inspired by Brad Christian's story of, I mean, it is the, snapshot of an American dream come true. Some person who's working really hard, who wants to make something for themselves and decides that they're going to go all in on this business idea that they have and then succeed. That is inspiring. That is inspiring. And I have a massive amount of respect for Brad for that. I don't like how this was managed at all. But that being said, okay, I'm going to go over to the comments now. It looks like a lot of you guys have been commenting. If you want to get me, if you want to make sure you catch me, use the @TheMagicMinute, and that way I can actually see your questions or comments, and I know they're for me. Okay, so if you guys want to talk, I'm curious to see I'm curious to see if you guys are going to sit through my burps. No, I want to see if you guys have any thoughts for yourselves about this, and if you're pissed, I want to know. Okay, and if you're totally fine with it and you think it was cool, I want to know your reasoning. Why are you totally fine with it? Nobody's gonna bash you on that. We're here for a discussion. I've ranted for 25 minutes, and now it's time to take a breath in. So let's go ahead and take a look at. We got a lot of comments here. This is crazy. Looks like I'm going way back up at the top, so it looks like Burn is here. Hey, what's up, Burn? Feel the burn. Burn, thank you for being here tonight. Sean Yu says, yeah, this was stupid. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. It was asinine, as my mother used to say, asinine. Or Asin 10, because it was a step above asinine. I love their idea about making it interesting. However, it definitely didn't go to plan, and yes, they definitely could have done it better. Yeah, I don't know what way, because I mean, Hindsight is 2020. Haha, got to use the joke. Waited till November, but I finally got to use it. Hindsight is 2020. But yeah, I don't know what way that goes well. I don't know how you do something this massive and not tell your customer base and expect it to go well. I don't know what other way it could have went. You know, let's see, just some good old boys. The video did play about an hour later. Okay, fair. Had over 500 people waiting for the first attempt at the video, but it lost about 8% of their viewers when the video finally played. Yeah, they should have, just let it go. There's a dog outside. Let's see. What do you got? Byrne says, that would have been a very different campaign, Alan, from what you're describing. They tried to implement an expectation campaign, which basically means you do something random with no explanations, no word. And it usually let you go for a few days, and later you drop the whole info with the full promo campaign. That's the thing. Does that actually work? Yeah, that's the thing. Check out his review. Justin, if you need, could you start? There's some other stuff. That's not for me. Yeah, here's the thing: if they pissed that many people off and they saw people were pissed off, then they should have they shut down all their social media too. They didn't have to shut down their social media. Why? Why would they do that? Like, if it's just their website, fine. Then send out a tweet or send out an Instagram story or something to say, hey guys, we had this thing planned, but we can see that a lot of people are really upset. Here's what we're doing, and try to make good from there. I don't know. It just didn't seem like the way to do it. It didn't seem like the way to do it. They could, Gary Ware is here. Hey, the first and only person to ever donate to my stream. So thank you very much, Gary Ware, for being here. I didn't get to thank you properly last time, but thank you for that $10 you sent me. I really appreciate that, man. Went to good use. Talk about loss of trust, trying to do a flashy rebrand. Yeah, it really was. That's the thing, is that you have a massive amount of trust and loyalty in your base, and this was not the way to treat them. That's what it comes down to. This was not the way to treat it. Like, you can go, hey, look, new site coming, or a new exciting thing for 2020 happening. We're going back to the basics. Can't wait for you guys to see the new site. Check it out, whatever. But that's not the way they should. Their Facebook is gone too. That they should have doing that. Let's see, flattening the hill, straightening the curve. It's probably about the Rona. I'm just trying to keep up with your comments here, guys. Sorry. There's so many. Okay. Couple more hours until election day. It's true. At Magic Minute, if you can make the comment, they can't afford us, and you can't afford to pull poorly thought out pranks. Yeah, that's exactly my sentiment. Is like, it's stupid and irresponsible. It was, and don't get me wrong, I really like a lot of the people over there at Illusionist. I've worked with some of them in the past. Back before I came back to this channel, like back 2007 or maybe 2009, somewhere around there. But they had somebody else managing the company then, and it was back around when the Artifice deck came out and all that stuff. My dealings have always been pleasant. Jennifer, she's the kind of the person who's always on the phone if you call. She's great. Love her. Whenever there was that whole Madison is better than Erdnase fiasco that happened a couple years ago, and I think Daniel Madison was getting death threats at the time, if you can believe that. But I called and said, hey, if you're in contact with Daniel Madison, tell him, there are people out here who know it was a joke and try to put a positive thing on that, right? So I like Illusion, and I like a lot of their products. They put out good products. A lot of their products are good. Not all their products are good, but a lot of their products are good. The Ninja Fire thing I don't get, but a lot of them are really good. So why would you do this to us? Why would you do this? I'm angry because I feel betrayed. And I think that's the same thing that a lot of magicians are feeling. We feel betrayed. What do we do to deserve that level of stress to go, where's all our downloads? Where's Where's my package I just ordered? Where's you don't leave somebody hanging for days like that. It's not okay. It's not okay. Not after 20 years. You're supposed to be a rock solid foundational thing of the community, right? And to do something like that is just it just feels amateur and silly and not well thought out. And I think it's made worse by Brad Christian's email, I think. And I'm inspired by Brad and his story. But I think that like all of those little pieces that came together like they did just spelled like what is going on. And we speculated, we did the whole thing where maybe it's probably a rebrand or something changed to the site or something, but it was all speculation. Nobody knew. So there's that. I can't. I'm not on the stream. Excuse me for a second, guys. Sorry, guys. Minor family emergency I had to take care of. We're fine now. So what? I'm sorry. I feel really. Feel flush. I feel like my face is as red as my background. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some more of your comments. It looks like I have one at the Magic. Well, I see Joseph Araxic sent me one, but I'm sure I'm not pronouncing his last name correctly. I'm sorry about that. It has to be at the Magic Minute, otherwise I won't see it. I'm only seeing at Magic Minute, and it just by chance caught my eye. So if you want to get a hold of me, you have to do it. You have to do it this way. The part is important. So if you're trying to catch my attention, make sure you use the Magic Minute. Otherwise, I might miss it, like I almost missed Joseph's here. Any tips for the one-handed shuffle? Yeah, I think we can talk about that. I'm gonna get to some more comments, and then if we have time, I'll make sure to check that out. All right, or we'll go back to that. Thanks for the question. Illusionists had more scandals than most other Magic companies. Just one more to the roster, I guess. Yeah, I wanted to get their beast cards, their stingers. If they have borders, they aren't bees. Borderless sucks. I'm afraid of the dark. There's so many comments. Okay. It is pointing out how to get in touch with me. Thank you, It. You are a gentleman and a scholar. I really appreciate your help. Well, I would like to get your name right. I would like to. So if you could tell me how to pronounce it, if maybe you can type a phonetic way for me to pronounce it, I would like to do that. Cedric says, you sound angry. Don't forget you get your free deck for $10.01. That's exactly my point. It's like, guys, that's not a make good. That's not a make good. That's not how you do that. That is not how you do that. Oh my gosh. You sound it's like, what that's equivalent of. Let me just recontextualize this for you. That's the equivalent of, I do something to make my wife angry, and I'm like, well, if I upset her or something, I say something that's stupid or glib, and I go, well, you know what? I'll make it up to you. You make me breakfast, and I'll go like you don't do that. You're gonna get that's how you get slapped. You do not do that. I'm getting a phone call from someone I don't know whom. Maybe it's Illusionist. I don't know. No, it's not Illusionist. Oh, it's for a thing I'm doing tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna have to call them back. Oh man, hopefully they'll leave me a message. So that's for it's not a paid performance, but it's a gig thing that I'm doing for trying to connect with some event planners. Anyway, I'm sorry if you probably will never see this, Jonathan, but if you do, I'm sorry. I hope you understand why I couldn't take your call just then. I will call you back. Man. Yeah, and I don't want to, I don't want to massively crap on him, but I think I already have, and you know what? Maybe I do. It's just, come on, guys. I like there was AMS Magician. A lot of you guys know him on here. I think he's on the stream right now. He told me that he had something really funny to say, which I wanted to share. Which was, he said that they were taking the site down to ramp up a campaign for their new deck order stack watch, which I thought was absolutely straight up hilarious. So yes, they made me giggle with that. Thank you, AMS, for that. At the Magic Minute, I'm not actually set with them at all. I feel bad for them because they tried something new and it backfired. Well, yeah, but they've been around 20 years, though, Justin. Is like, at that point, if they were a new company, or let's say not even a new company, let's say they were like 3, 4, 5 years old, and they made a mistake like that, then you could go, okay, yeah, they have a customer base that's still growing. They go, look, guys, we tried a thing, we're stupid, I'm sorry, we were trying to do something cool, we messed up. But that's not what, this is a 20-year company. There are people like I'm 33 this year, okay? So they've been around for 2/3 of my life, okay? They've been around since I was 13 years old, and I've been a customer of theirs since about 13 years old. I remember when they had the M5 that had come out, right? That psychic thing that was supposed to be stronger than a bat and all this stuff. Like I've been in the first Black Tiger deck that ever came out. Like I knew about them before the Black Tiger deck came out. This is how long back, okay, I've been a customer of theirs. And for 20 years, you expect a level of stability, right? Just like in a relationship, any relationship, a new relationship, there might be some weird moments where you guys kind of are getting used to each other. Like whenever my wife and I started living together, right? There are little boogaboos or things to work out, but her and I have been together 10 years now. And there are certain levels of expectation about the relationship and how each of us treat it 10 years in, as opposed to a newer relationship, right? It's less forgivable to do something that extreme. So I don't know. I think that, yes, it'd be fun. They wanted to do something silly and everything, but there's other ways to do that. Do like an Easter egg hunt on your website when it goes live. Go, hey, look, we're doing this new redesign, and we're gonna have some hidden images or something all around that kind of speak to our past or whatever. If you can find and screenshot all of those and send them to us, we'll send you like a cool little gift or something. Right? Have so people are excited to come to the website and kind of like search around on every single page, up, down, top, left, and right. Do something like that, but not just. I don't feel bad for him, and I see it's Rasek, and I'll work on that. Thanks for being here, Joseph. The end of the Civil War was near when, quite accidentally, I don't even know where that's going. Yeah, the thought and the idea, it was a cute idea, but it just was not executed correctly at all. Try to make people laugh, no problem. Yeah, their age just doesn't justify the situation. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. You can't do that. 20-year company, you can't do that. That's like Apple going like deleting all of that's like Apple deleting all of your software off your computer because they're coming out with an update in a couple of days, but they don't tell you that. You can't do that. You can't go, oh, by the way, none of your apps work and your phone won't turn on, but we're going to have a really cool operating system when we come back. You can't do that. You can't do that. People would be pissed then too, right? You can't just not, you don't have that. You don't have that you're violating so much trust with that. You can't do it. And Gary Ware says, oh, better yet, if they were humble and fessed up, I might not be so frustrated. Yeah, that's exactly it. If they came back and they said, hey, look, we wanted to do something fun. We thought it would be fun. Turns out it wasn't fun for anybody. We screwed up. I'm sorry. But instead they came they came in with friggin' Brad Christian sitting there like blowing holes in a laptop and then saying, oh, yeah, such and such a company couldn't buy us. They couldn't afford us. Like, to come back with this boasty, cocky attitude, not the right tone at all. It should have been, hey, I said, well, here's an example, and I don't want to use myself as an example, but it's something that I did, right? I will use it. Early on this channel, a lot of you longtime viewers know this. Some of you guys who are new or checking out my channel for the first time, thank you, welcome. I hope you're enjoying your time. If you are, please smash the thumbs up button and hit comment or subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay up to date with my videos. But here's the thing. A couple of months ago, I was doing these things. I'm calling them a reaction to trailer videos now, but originally I was calling them something else. I was calling them hot takes or, you know, something along those lines. And I was watching and reacting to magic trailers that came out and kind of giving you kind of like what goes on in my head whenever, as a professional magician, I'm watching a trailer for a new thing and going, does that excite me? Why or why not? Am I going to pick that up? I don't know. What questions do I have about it? And now, is everything okay?
Yeah, whenever you're done.
Okay, I will. So anyway, that's what I was doing. And then I had done one for Verbatim, which is a Theory 11 release by Colin McLeod and Mark Elston and Rand Pink. And I did a reaction to the trailer. And I have a lot of confidence in those creators. And so I said, glibly, I said, yeah, go buy it, without owning the product. And somebody called me out on the comments and said, hey, look, you're telling people to buy something that you don't own or haven't reviewed and you don't have any actual opinion on. You're just watching the thing. And I took it to heart because I was like, yeah, you know what? Actually, I probably should have not said that. And so I issued an apology video where I said, hey, look, your trust in me is paramount. I want you to come back and I want you to trust me as a person and my news and what I'm saying and whatever. And I broke that trust and I'm sorry. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be making sure that and went that way. And then, the community was amazing. They were very supportive and accepted my apology, and it was wonderful. And we moved on. But they didn't do that. They came out going, let me swing my, whatever around, and I'm worse. It was like, how about a little humility? How about hey, we screwed up. We're really sorry. We understand how you guys felt during this thing, and do that. But it was completely tone deaf. There was no apology there. It was just boasting about how great they are. And I'm like, come on, guys, it's not. You're missing it. You're missing the whole thing. Barry H1701, that's actually, I thought about that. There was a shower thought, and I had it was at this moment they knew they had screwed up, right? Well, but I'm not going to say the other thing, but yeah, man, they did screw up. Justin says, yep, they messed up and then they kind of doubled down on the cringe. Yeah, they did. If you have not already, please subscribe and enjoy the video. Hit the like, and if you want to see more, hit the bell icon so you won't miss out on the next video Alan uploads. Thank you, It. I love you too. AMS says, if you see the live chat from the video, I commented, LOL, this sucks, when Brad started firing shots at his laptop. It was the weirdest thing. It was so weird. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you shooting a laptop? Like, I mean, I understand that they were trying to destroy the thing that they thought had taken them away from their roots. And, like, it was symbolic in nature. And I understand that. But it was just very, with how upset everybody was, the last thing we wanted to see was Brad Christian pump a laptop full of lead. That was not the right direction for that. And I know they probably spent a lot of money and a lot of effort putting this cool thing together, and they saw it going a lot different. But it just, man, this is meme city. I can't wait for the memes I'm going to see on this. I mean, I already made I want to see the Jackie Chan, face with the video of Jackie Chan, Brad Christian pumping his MacBook full of lead. Man. Oh boy. Amos says, Pitcake is turning magicians into bullies. I don't like it. I don't want to start a flame war or anything like that. I think most people know my feelings on Pig Cake's channel. I respect that he's been able to build the following that he has, but I don't like his tone either. But it's, again, I'm just I'm one facet. There are so many different ways that Magic goes, and so many different people in Magic that make it so a wonderful tapestry that it is. And we're going to have differences of opinion. But I don't agree with the way that he does stuff either. In fact, that's why part of the reason I started my YouTube channel, not specifically because of Pig Cake, because I've watched a lot of magician YouTubers, and with the exception of like Jason Parker, most of the other YouTube magicians who are prominent I've seen can be kind of bullies, right? And well, I'll take that back. Jason Parker and Brian Brushwood. Brian is just hilarious and wonderful and a pleasant human being to be around. But a vast majority of the people I've seen on are putting videos out about like, how to deal with spectators, and then they just tell them like, we'll do this trick where you say just, screw off or take a hike or something. The card changes to tell them that or something. Or, the blatant misogyny or sexism or racism or whatever it is that you hear on other channels. And it's just like, oh my gosh, right? Like, why is that? I understand it's sensationalistic and that appeals to people and they want to see what he's going to say next and all that kind of stuff. But it's just like, Magic is supposed to be my view on Magic. So you're aware, if you're new to my channel, my view on Magic is that a lot of people, I think, that are on YouTube, not all of them, but a lot of the magicians on YouTube who have spoken about and others view audiences or view spectators as stupid, and it's art, and then we can just fool them and cash in on it. And that's not my feeling at all. My feeling on Magic is that we are giving people a gift to re-experience childlike wonder again. To take their mind off of whatever things are bothering them. Look, you know what? Right now, this is when magicians are needed, right? This, especially right now in this time that we're in. It's a dark time. We have people who are going in dealing with mental health issues. It's a thing, right? Depression and this is the time that magicians. This is our call to action here, to make the world feel a little bit more okay, right? That it's not all doom and gloom, and that everything is going to be all right. And to give people smiles, and it's a gift, and you are a servant to the joy of humanity, and that's how I feel about Magic. And you don't see that a lot. You see it used to lot your superiority, your false sense, by the way, sense of superiority over other people, and to exercise your will on them in some way or form because you feel small on the inside. And that is a bully technique. And it doesn't need to be that way. It shouldn't be that way. People who their opinion should not be magicians. They shouldn't be. That's not why you're here. That's not what your job is. Your job is not to be superior to somebody else or to make them freak out and run away, for the sake of stroking your own ego. Now, if you're doing it because you're excited to make them happy and you want to see them smile and you want to see them be shocked at some incredible thing that they've never seen before and can't believe that it's real, yeah, that's a good reason, right? But I don't know. Let's go ahead and get back to your comments here because I have some at the Magic Minute. Joseph Racek says, never a problem with bicycles / USPCC. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. I'm sorry, Joseph. At the Magic Minute, there did. I imagine that means this is the Anime Rogue says there did mess up, but to be honest, it is the market part of the company did not. To hole in that cocky attitude thing. They were doing something a fast food company do. I don't know, man. Like, that decision has to come pretty far up. Whenever you're talking about something that large, it's not just the marketing, and the company's not that big. It's a small to mid-sized business, honestly. it's not Apple, it's not Amazon, it's a smaller business, no, those are mega businesses that I'm mentioning, but every leader at Illusionist had to sign off on that decision, and it was the wrong way to go. Biscuity, which is, if you don't know, Biscuity right there. Hey, I love you, man. Flaming ya, Biscuity. It means cookie. It means cookie in Swahili. And because I'm friends with him, I know that. That is my friend. Biscuity is my dear friend Scott, who went on a mission trip when he was younger to Africa, and they couldn't pronounce his name and in Swahili, and so they called him Biscuity, which means cookie. So that's my good friend Cookie. A biscuit or cookie, at the Magic Minute, I'm gonna have to get ready for my stream in a few minutes, so I'm gonna have to go. It was great talking to y'all. Peace, Justin. Thanks for being here tonight, man. I hope you had a good time. Always a pleasure to see you. Take care. At the Magic Minute, Joseph Rasek. Just a huge fan of anything bicycle. That's all. You guys might like these. I want to show these to you. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I don't really do deck reviews anymore, but I'm gonna show you guys this. Oh, do you guys know about these? Anybody? I just showed you the name of them. Dang it. Well, never mind. Has anybody seen these before? Just let me know if you have. They're pretty dang neat. They're pretty dang neat. I found these at a Walgreens. Hey, Biscuity, of course I do, man. But we're, I wish you were in Texas. I don't wish I was in Michigan anymore. I wish you were in Texas. Yeah, these are cool, man. They have these, and they also have the Golden Jubilees, Barry. I didn't pick up the Golden Jubilees, but I was given these, which I thought was really, really, really awesome. You guys don't know about them. Walgreens exclusive deck of cards. Really pretty, really cool, custom faces and backs. Nice. Very nice. Oh, something else we have to talk about that's really exciting. This is not what a lot of people came here for, because I know they wanted to see me rant and be angry at Illusionist, which I am. But something else. I'm past 4,000 subscribers, guys. I just hit the 4,000 subscriber mark yesterday, like overnight. So right on, right? That's awesome. 4,000 subscribers. It's crazy. It's insane. It's mind blowing. It's really cool. And I'm so grateful to every single one of you, whether you're watching or not. Thank you for joining my channel. I'm so excited. My goal, if you don't know, is, again, I'm a professional magician. As you know, that's kind of gone the way of the dodo, and so we're not doing anything this year, and I don't know when I'll be back to working full time. So I've been pouring a lot of my energy into YouTube, and in hopes that I can kind of try to create some kind of at least side or supplementary income through YouTube or through my YouTube related things, because I need to be able to earn a living again. And so I've been working really hard on it, and we've hit 4,000 subscribers. I'm very grateful to you. My goal is to, I'm looking to really make this my full-time career in the future. It's been my secret hope in my heart for since I came back, that, hey, I could go back, maybe I could do YouTube full time. So thank you for each and every one of you, because by your subscription, you're helping me make that dream come true. And that's incredible. So thank you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Subscribe and get the bell icon and all the things. Lots of cool stuff. And I'll quickly and shamelessly plug my Patreon, because I need to. But my Patreon is a cool place where you can get all kinds of exclusive content, either behind the scenes stuff or extended interviews, which is something I'm going to be doing. I'm doing shorter, trimmed down interviews for YouTube. Stuff that doesn't work with the YouTube algorithm, stuff that maybe deserve a good place to actually conversate about, and topics that I want to cover that I can't on YouTube because the video will fail. So, things on the ethics of magic, or right now I'm working on one called the case for social media magic, right? Where I actually build up a case. I always hated social media magic, and I'm kind of changed my mind and have some thoughts on that. That's not something that really works on YouTube, but it works perfectly on Patreon. lots of that kind of stuff. And you also get early access to videos before they go live. So you get to watch them before anyone else does. Bloopers, deleted scenes, all the stuff. So if you want to check that out, you can get on there. And you also get your name on the screen. So for $1 a month, you can get your name on the screen. For $5 a month, you get a lot of really great stuff. And then it just keeps going up there. And if you're looking for a mentor or somebody to help you, coach you through some of your magic, to help you kind of like develop something you're struggling with, or to enter the business world of magic and get your first gig and that kind of stuff, I also have a tier for that. So if you're looking for somebody to coach you, that can also be found on Patreon. It's a bit more because it has to be, but please go take a look at it. It would help me out immeasurably, and my goal is to really try to build that up this year before the end of the year's out. So thank you so much for listening to me. Let's get back to this. I'll stop talking about Patreon, but thank you. Joseph Rasek says, yes, those are really pretty. We got Gary wears the party hats. I assume that's for my 4,000 subscriber mark. Thank you. Woohoo! Yeah. Lane says, I noticed that. Congrats. Thank you very much. Or congrats. Joseph Rasek says, get really good deals off of Amazon with bicycle decks too. You know what I used to do is I used to have a Sam's or a Costco card, and I would use that to buy playing cards. Whenever you perform, again, every night, I only use a deck of cards per show. Like those cards never exist because either I felt weird about letting lots of people touch them because it could make yourself sick, or it could make somebody else sick, and you could be kind of a typhoid Mary moving around, letting everybody pull out cards and everything and touch them. So you throw the cards away. That's one of the big reasons. The other one is because cards look very dingy very quickly, and so like if you're trying to present a professional image, your cards need to look clean and crisp and nice. So broken in decks really are starting to look kind of crummy. And then also I'm doing stuff where I'm tearing them and sticking them back together in weird ways and doing all these effects where the cards need to get damaged in some way. So for all those reasons, I would use at least a pack per show. And now, I found that you can go to, money's tight, so I can't go buy a membership back to Sam's Club or renew that or whatever. So I've been using the impulse buy section at Walmart because you can get 2 decks of cards for about $3.50. Whereas if you were buying a single deck of cards from the game section, you're gonna be paying about $2.50. So you get another deck of cards for like only $1 more. It's a better way to go. Little life hack if you didn't know. When you spend so much money on cards, you find this out. But the point was, if you go to Sam's Club and you can't afford it, or you already have a Sam's Club card or a Costco card, you can buy a brick of bicycle playing cards, red and blue, 12 cards for like $14 or $15. And if you work out the math, it's like, $1.27 or 28 a card or deck or something. So you can get them for very inexpensively that way. So a way to consider that. And then also, you don't have to worry about being a Prime member if you need to worry about shipping and paying more to get stuff shipped. But they only have bicycle playing cards. So no tally ho, unfortunately. So Barry H says, I wonder how many of those were former Illusionist customers. You mean people who subscribed? They're like, yeah, I'm pissed off too. Yeah, man. So what else we got? We have very similar balding anyway to link my channel here. Yeah, well, hey, if you want to link your channel, man, it's not something I do all the time, of course, because it can become a very a place. It's just like any other moderation site. You post your link too many times, and then it becomes just a site about linking, and it becomes so spammy. But I'll allow that, man. If you want to share a link to your channel, I would like to check it out. Where are we at? I'm missing all the stuff. You guys keep texting, and then I lose my thing. Don't forget to leave a like. Thank you, Bern. Appreciate it. Dwight Baldwin says, I think magic reviews are secret to subscriptions. But I say that because I'm looking at a $250 trick. I should have waited for reviews. Yeah, well, and that's something I was trying to do with the trailer video. Here's the thing. If I can explain briefly and for all time here, why I do trailer reactions to trailers that come out. I have that much budget. I've, as much of all this stuff, and I have my Patreon supporters right now, but they're paying for a technology upgrade that I had to have. So all of my budget is going to paying for that. My goal with growing Patreon would be that I can actually start to pick up some of these things. If I have the budget now, then to go purchase XYZ product or this product, then I can, and then I can review it for people, and then especially higher dollar item things. So right now I'm too small for magic companies to care about me. Illusionist certainly doesn't send me anything to review, even though I've asked them a couple of times. Try to do it tastefully and respectfully, but they've always just kind of give me the cold shoulder. Theory 11, the same thing. It's because I'm too small and I don't draw enough. I don't draw enough people to my channel yet. But if I was able to review these products day one, I would have more people watching. So I am trying to get that kind of stuff. So what I've been doing instead, because I can't afford to buy all these products that come out all the time and then review them for people who want to check them out, I've been doing reactions to the trailers, because those are trying to demonstrate for the magicians that are going to consider purchasing this if it's good or not, right? You're going to try to discern that from the trailer video. Yes, it's kind of like judging a book by its cover, but if you read a lot, then it's a little bit easier to determine that. I have been a professional magician for the last 12 years. And so I've seen a lot, and I was a magician well before that too, and I've spent tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on magic. I kind of can see where things are going, or what principle a certain thing is built on, or the quality of this thing or that thing, because I've spent so much trying to build my show up, and I have a lot of stuff in the drawer just like you guys do. So I thought, well, I have this internal filter now. Whenever I watch a trailer and I go, I'm watching it from the perspective of how will this be received by my audience? Not does this fool me as a magician, but how is the effect going to be perceived by my audience? And does it look like it's quality? Does it look like it is worth the money that they're asking for it? Does it have a place in my show? Does it replace something that I had before, but do it much better? With solving certain issues that the original version that I have does. Those are the kinds of things I look for. And so then I've been watching those videos, and I've just been speaking out loud instead of just having it in my head. I share what I'm thinking about. So that way, if I think it's a good product and worth checking out or not. So that's kind of been my way of doing that. So I react to the trailers for things, and I talk about new product releases, not only to give people an idea that those things actually exist, which I like to think is helping out with the marketing for the companies trying to put out these products, but also then to tell you whether or not I think you should probably save your money. So, this is not a review because I don't have the thing in hand and I don't know, but you don't have to buy everything to know if it's good or not. You can see something and go, that's not for me. Some people really didn't like the stack watch. They didn't have to buy the stack watch to realize, that's not for me, right? Or watch it and go, I think that would be helpful, right? You don't have to necessarily buy the thing to know if the thing is going to be for you or not. So that's what I like to do. Excuse me. Let's Lane says, I will buy your old decks. I have a lot of them. I also have a deal with a private casino company where I've been getting all of their old cards. So I have tens of thousands of cards. I used to use them for trying out new ideas without ruining a good new deck. Fair enough. That's a pretty cool way to do that. Yeah, I get the break of bikes off Amazon. Cool. Alan, you throw cards. Yes, I do throw cards. I do. I got enough room here. Maybe I can give us a little... I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. There's my little booma thingy. Yeah, a little booma thingy. Yeah, I did that. I taught how to do that on Scam Nation a while back, last summer. I suck. I'm not a stage manipulator. Don't watch me for stage manipulation. Let's see. What do we got here? Maybe a donation of things people want for you to review. PO box donation in the future. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. If you guys have stuff you want me to send me, I just don't know what level of people care or whatever. But if you get, I have had patrons purchase things for me in the past on top of their normal, monthly subscription that they have. I had my newest, the newest name you've seen on there, Mr. Javier Bonilla, has sent me an app that I use on Zoom shows. He was like, "Hey, this is really good. You need this. You're doing Zoom shows now. Check it out. What do you think?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's really cool." He's like, "It's yours," which I thought was extremely generous and really cool. And people do that. So if that's something that you'd like to do, I'll make that easier for you to do in the future. It's just nobody's asked. So thank you. And Javier, really appreciate it. I hope you had a happy Halloween. All right. Let's see. Fernando says, the problem with magic business is normally practicality with magic products. Yeah, well, yeah, that's exactly it. Bernardo says, Alan, how do I avoid forgetting tricks? I keep forgetting them as I learn them. Yeah. So are you talking about tricks that you want to do, or just like or are you talking about like when you're performing for somebody, your mind goes blank, you're nervous, you forget something, or is it that you move on to something else and then now you're going, wow, there's a trick back there somewhere that I think that was a good one, but I can't remember it, and bring it back. I'm curious as see what context you mean you're forgetting the tricks. So if you could clarify that for me, Bern, and use the @the_magic minute so I know that you're messaging me, I'll try to answer that. Biscuity, hey, I was there when you first learned to throw. Yeah, at Great Lakes Crossing Shopping Mall. I used to hit a lot of people in the back of the head. You even taught me. Wow, all right. Yeah, Scott and I go way back. We are old friends, old friends from high school. Do a trade of quantum coins. It's a matrix trick where you could likely guess the method is good, but not $250 good. Yeah, it depends, right? I mean, here's the thing: is that I prioritize, and maybe I'm going to be unpopular for saying this, but I prioritize furthering my business education more than I do on magic tricks anymore. I am more likely to spend $600 on some kind of marketing training course for magicians than I am to spend $600 on some magic effect. At this point in my career, I mean, I know enough. Probably all of you, for a true sandwich right here, probably all of you already know enough magic to have a very successful career. What you lack is maybe the business acumen to figure out how to leverage your magic tricks into a career or something that pays. Right. So I'm much more willing to spend a book on guerrilla marketing, or spend money on a course for learning more about trade show magic, or about this thing, or about email list generation, or about, right now about Zoom and how Facebook, how you can use Facebook ads to promote that's the stuff I tend to spend money on now. And then magic tricks every once in a while. So your view and what you care about shifts a little bit, especially if you're, providing for yourself with the magic. You have to figure out how you can make money with it. So let's see. I'm trying to catch up with all you guys' comments here. Let me see where we're at. But I will also say that there are some times that, you see something that's worth, or that you see something that's on the market that's, costs $300, $400, $500, $600. Back in the day, Sans Mind's Vapor had come out, and I had a specific actual use for that product, and I didn't mind the price tag. I think it was like $300 or something at the time, and I was like, mine, like, send it. I want it first day. It's pre-ordered, whatever. It's mine. Put it in the mail, and I didn't mind spending the money because it was worth it, right? For what I used it for, and well, unfortunately that did not end well, and I'm kind of disappointed, put out by what happened to the product and its lifespan. But it was a cool product. It was very useful. It was the best conceived personal vaporizer unit for generation of smoke that I've seen to this date. So, yeah, but that was expensive, but it would help me make more money, right? And so, like, if it's an if it helps, if you're buying something that's expensive because it's going to help you make more money, then it's an investment. You just have to make sure you have recoup your investment and then make more money on top of that. Burn says, yes, tricks I want to do. Well, yeah. So routine them, right? Figure out what if it's tricks that you're performing and you're like in the moment and you're trying to perform for somebody and you do a trick and you got their attention and then you go, what's oh, hey, we could do this, and then you're kind of like, oh, but how do I? Yeah, what helps for that is routining, right? Know what effects you're going to do in what order, right? If you know and you want it to build, right, theatrically. So you don't want to start with something like, well, you could start with something really strong, but don't start with your super strongest thing. You want to leave that for the finish or the very close to the end. So yeah, grab people's attention, but then you have to have like this trick flows into this trick flows into this trick. As again, doing a lot of walk around professionally, I have a case that I bring with me and I put and set so I can switch out decks of cards or whatever, or change out effects if it's a small party and I'm going to have to entertain the same people again with something else or whatever the case is. But it's always good to have a case of different things that you can go to. But I have everything that I do builds on itself because you have only so much pocket space and so many things you can do. You have to have a really good idea of what you do first. What's your introduction trick? What gets people's attention? What's going to make them go, okay, he's actually a magician worth watching. Do that first. Then you can, build into that with, if you want to transfer from cards to coins, for instance, then a matrix effect might be a good transition somewhere because now you have to introduce the coins. It's a transitionary trick, right? So you've got the cards, you're like, oh, well, hey, you know what? Actually, let's pull these out. We get a couple coins here, put those down. And now you've introduced the coins and you do an effect with that. And then, oh, maybe we get rid of the cards and we do a 3-fly, right? And so like, if you're planning out logistically so that the effects flow into one another and you're able to put and take things out as you are performing, that will help you a lot. And that also kind of help remind you where you are in your set because each effect flows into the next one. Just a thought. If you're performing on stage, sometimes something that I do is I have a set list taped inside my lid of my case so I can read it and I can kind of just at a glance whenever I'm grabbing something for the effect that I'm doing, I can see what's up next and I can make sure that I'm ready to go there like, a musician has a set list. If you're performing walk around, routining your effects so that way you're also a good idea is to plan to be able to stop, especially, and this is going to be into my restaurant magic lecture, which I'm going to hopefully put out pretty soon. But one of the things that you can do with the restaurant magic lecture, or that I talk about in it, is the idea of having definite stopping points along the way, right? Ambitious card is a good example of something that has multiple stopping points. And you can keep going to its ultimate conclusion, some big ta-da or something, but you can also stop or pause the trick at any point and nothing will be lost. And trying to find effects that allow you to do that are very important whenever you're doing something like walk around or like restaurant magic, because the server will come up. You realize that, maybe you approach the table later than you thought and their food's ready. You're not going to stand there and perform magic for them while the server's got food. You move the heck out of the way, let the server put their food down. They're working hard there. You get the heck out of their way. And then you can go, hey, you guys, thank you. You have a great night. If you want to see, if you want to pick up where we left off, hold on to that card. I'll come and try to catch you guys before you leave for the night. Okay. Maybe while you're waiting for your check or something, but you leave. Okay. So anyway, just some things to think about. I will be talking about that more in the restaurant magic lecture. If you want to know or be kept up to date about that lecture, please follow facebook.com/the Magic Minute official, where I will have more information on that as we get closer. It's also where I believe I'm going to be presenting that, is through that platform. So check that out. Let's see. Joseph Rasick says, do you get into any card gaffs, make any card gaff cards? I have done that. I've done that a little bit. There's some stuff that I make for myself here. I make double backers. I make my own refills for certain effects that, like torn and restored things that need to have some kind of specially prepared card for it. I really do build a lot of my own stuff. If it's possible for me to build my own version of whatever I do. I tried my hand at making one of those old fashioned rising card packs, with like the 20 cards, and I won't reveal how it's done here, but like that stack of 20 cards that you need for that effect. I've even taken a shot at trying to build those myself as well, with mixed results. But yeah, I do make a lot of gaffes. And I have some thoughts about that. And then I also do that not just with cards, but I also do that with coins, and I also do that with invisible thread and elastic invisible thread. I actually do all my here. If I'll show you right here. Here you go, invisible elastic thread. A lot of it for very, very cheap. Yes, it's pantyhose. There's a way to get it out of there. If you don't know about this already, you should check out the Easy to Master Thread Miracle series by Michael Amar, where he goes into detail about how to get invisible elastic thread out of pantyhose and how to do all that stuff. So it's worth a watch. You can save yourself a lot of money instead of buying the pre-stripped stuff or the pre-tied stuff, which is very expensive. So I spend about $4 for a pair of pantyhose, and then just take an afternoon and make a whole bunch for myself, and I have them ready to go for whatever show I'm doing. What else do we have? Joseph Rasek says, fun fact, I used to be a bouncer and I got distracted by a walk-around magician using fire and cards. Instantly hooked. Yeah, well, it's cool. Gary Ware says, I'm 10 months into learning magic. When you were starting out, how did you structure your practice? Oh, man. I don't know that I did, actually. I mean, for me, I don't think I was a very efficient. You got to remember, I was a kid when I started. I was like about 5 years old whenever I started getting into magic and started learning stuff. I had, some creepy. I think it was called Mr. Creepy's Magic Set, and I've been looking for one all over. I can't find it anymore. But I had a Mr. Creepy's Magic Set. I had a skeleton with sunglasses on the box, and it had all these like macabre style magic tricks where you had like threads through a disembodied head on a platter, or a coffin that you drop coins through, or so it was really cool. I don't know if it was age appropriate, but I really loved that kit, and I can't find it anymore. If anybody finds one, let me know. Mr. Creepy's Magic Kit. But that's what I started with, and I would practice the trick. I would learn how to do the trick, and then I would go show probably my mom or dad or my brother or sister or something, and then I'd go, cool, all right, great. And then I would go, and then I would show everybody another one, and then I would come back, and then so I would work on one trick at a time and get it as good as I could for my audience that I had at the time. And then I would go back and I would learn something else and then show it to everybody. And then at the end of all of that, I put all the tricks together in a very haphazard way and would do magic shows for the family where they were all very supportive. They were all very supportive. They'd all sit down, and after dinner it was Alan's magic show. And we'd all sit in the living room or something, and I'd have a table, and I'd have everything underneath paper towels, and I would lift off the paper towel and show the trick and then put it away. And then the next one, take the paper towel off and show the trick. For a 5-year-old, it's cute. I mean, but you wouldn't pay to go see that, today. So if you want to learn about structuring a magic routine, a good place to go. Actually, one of the best things I've ever seen on this is Dan Harlan's More Than Meets the Eye. Dan Harlan is a juggernaut in the magic community, and he has a lot to say on how to properly structure a magic routine using Plato's format. I think is it Plato's or Socrates? I think it's Plato's. Yeah. Anyway, talks about the triple trilogy, and that's a fabulous way to look at it. He actually has a video on this. It's not expensive. It's on Penguin Magic. Penguin, I'm expecting that check. Okay. I'm not sponsored, but I'm expecting a check. But Penguin Magic has this great video called Routining a Magic Show with Dan Harlan. And you get a nice, great lecture show, or lecture notes, PDF file. And you also get a very well thought out and filmed video where he goes into the way that he goes about routining a magic show. And he's got some very good ideas about that. And it's really worth a look and some study, is what I would tell you to do. It says, just don't drop your 10-pound note while during the vanishing effect. I think it is making reference to a video I did on cringe magic, which was quite a few weeks ago now. But I did a reacts to cringe magic, where the magician was very cringy. Let's see. Joseph Rasek says, do you prefer sleight of hand or gaffes, and why? It says he likes sleight of hand. Well, here's the thing. I like whatever helps me accomplish the effect in the best way for my audience's perspective. And I talked a little bit about this. I don't remember where I was talking about this, but I don't know. Here's what I have to balance. I have to balance how impressive is the effect? Where does it fit in my show? What is the audience's feelings on it? How much of a hassle is it going to be for me to carry around or not? And what do I do in a pinch, right? So there are some effects that you can't do with just pure sleight of hand, right? Try to do coin and bottle with just sleight of hand. You can't, right? I mean, sure, maybe there's some kind of like crappy workaround thing that kind of looks like it's in the, but like actual coin and bottle, you need a gimmick for that. And there's really only one way to accomplish that. So if I want to do that effect, which, pre-COVID or whatever, that would be something that I would want to do, right? That's something that would be great to do in a restaurant or bar, because there's lots of empty beer bottles all around all the time. That's a great effect to do. It is super impressive and it defies explanation, right? So, in that case, I'm using a gaff or a gimmick, right? Full stop. There are times where I like sleight of hand. Most of the time, I try to err on the side of sleight of hand or find sleight of hand ways to do effects. And that's for a couple of reasons. One, my hands aren't going to fail the same way a gimmick might, right? Like if I have, again, coin and bottle, one of the rubber bands breaks. What are you going to do? Or if electronics, what if the batteries are dead? Uh-oh. What if it's an app? Oh gosh, I hope it doesn't need an internet connection. Those kinds of things. I hope I don't need a software update that I didn't know I needed right in the middle of a trick. The more that I have under my control, and I know if it's going to fail before it does, the better, because then I can plan around that, right? If I'm a couple steps back and I'm going, I know this is about to fail, I need to readjust and to keep the show on track and moving. The better that I have a handle on that, the better. So, but I have nothing against gaffes or gimmicks if they actually serve a purpose. Now, if you can accomplish something with sleight of hand fairly with fairly decent skills, but not like Raised Rise by Ray Cosby. There's if there's a gimmicked way to do that, I'm going to take that over the sleight of hand. I'm not going to bust my knuckles. I don't have time to worry about that. I am more interested in entertaining my audience than I am about fulfilling some kind of I'm a badass because I can do everything with sleight of hand. So if I have to take shortcuts, then then sometimes I will, depending on the thing. But I will put the effort in to try to learn the sleight of hand way first. If it was created with it being sleight of hand in mind, if it was created with a gimmick in mind, I'm probably going to use the gimmick because it's going to look better. I don't know. That's my thoughts. Gary Ware says, thank you for the tips. My 3-year-old is having a moment, so got to run. I understand. I also have a 3-year-old. Gary, thanks for being here. If you see this later, appreciate you being here tonight. Oh, Lane says, Alan, there are 2 Mr. Creepy Magic kits on eBay right now. Crap. Well, Lane, that's awesome. Thank you for letting me know. But being that it is that I am without a significant source of income right now, I have to pass on them, which sucks. But thank you for letting me know. I will have to keep checking eBay whenever I get back to making money again, making significant amounts of money again. Right now, I'm kind of like clutching the coin purse very tightly right now. So I realize I can be taken another way. I'm having to be very miserly right now. So I can't spend any money on that stuff. But thanks for letting me know. I'll have to keep checking eBay. Joseph says, in my amateur experience, I prefer all impromptu with some sleight of hand, only relying on gaff cards once or twice. The spectator seems to be getting bored. You know what I like? Yeah, there are some, like, here's an example of something that is a perfect marriage between sleight of hand and gaff cards is Anniversary Waltz. Doc Eason's Anniversary Waltz it's my favorite version of it. I think it's very good. It's very pretty. It's not very knuckle busty, but you need to do a couple of moves. But then it leaves an impossible thing. That's a cool trick. That's a cool trick. Yeah. So it really depends on what there's some things that will never be accomplished with sleight of hand. So yeah, gimmicks have a place. Dwight says, how many shows do you have to do a year to make a living? Depends on how much you charge. If you charge a lot more, you have to work a lot less to make the same amount or more. Yeah. The one thing I'll tell you is never undervalue what you bring. Understand that, yes, in the beginning, as you're building experience, you're probably going to want to do a lot of free shows or very inexpensive shows so that you get a handle, an idea, and a confidence level up. And that's, other people will say other things, but this is just my opinion. It's only a opinion. So don't take it as gospel. Go with whatever, whatever feels right to you. But for me, yeah, I would do a lot of free shows. And then after you've done a lot of those, you feel like you've got your pattern down, people are really liking it, they're starting to ask for your business card or whatever, then you can start thinking about, upping your rate from zero. So that's what I would do. Now, depending on what you have to understand what type of magic you are doing, because I think a lot of magicians, because a lot of us are not born businessmen, we're artists who try to then sell our art. We don't understand anything about the business world or about how to conduct business. So something that you'll have to keep in mind here is, who is your audience? And once you understand that, everything else will fall into place. How much to charge, where to get shows, how to do all that. That'll all fall into place after you understand who your audience is. Let's say your audience is children. Let's say your audience is children. You're probably doing library shows, Montessori's, and birthday parties, right? And then maybe fairs and festivals. Those are your outlets for family-friendly and children's entertainment. Okay, so libraries are, where they are, so you can contact the libraries. You can, and they'll tell you whenever they take submissions for that kind of stuff for artists, and you'll find all that stuff out. You'll find out when fairs and festivals are, and there's ways to any fair or festival that happens in your town. You can go to the website for it, the official website, and there will be a place for you to submit yourself as a vendor. You'll learn all of that. If you want to do birthday parties, well, you got to find places to market to parents of children. There's ways to do that. One of the great ways actually is Facebook, because you can narrow down your list on who you want your ads to appear in front of to just parents of children between these ages, those kinds of things. So that's the first thing. Now you have to understand what the market will bear. What is the price that people are customarily paying for these kinds of things? And if there's no price, then you have to kind of suss that out. You might find that out by calling other magicians in your area and saying, hey, if you're not already friends with them, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm trying to figure out kind of where to place myself in the market here. And I was hoping you could maybe share with me kind of what the going rates for these types of shows are. So that way I have an idea. And people, you might go, well, I'm not going to tell you my price. That's not actually what happens. What ends up happening, because other magicians will go, okay, I don't want some guy undercutting me all the time. I don't want, if I'm charging, $400 for a birthday party, I don't want this guy coming across the street doing tons and tons and tons of shows for $50 because, my show is worth $400, but if people are price sensitive, they're going to go for a bunch of $50 shows. And what you did is you just undercut the guy and you hurt the whole industry in that area. So you don't want to do price setting. That's a big no-no. But it is a good idea to get a general sense of kind of where the market is in those areas based on other professionals in your area. So that's the kind of stuff that you would do. So then you have to then from there understand, okay, well, how much money do I want to make a year? How many weeks a year am I willing to work, or can I work? And then figure out how many shows you have to do to hit your financial goal, right? If you want to make $70,000 a year, you're charging $400 per birthday party. How many birthday parties do you have to do every weekend to hit $70,000? That's how you do that. You start with what price you want, what the market will bear, and then you work backwards to figure out how many shows you have to book a year. For me, I do a little bit of everything, especially now I'm doing a lot more family parties and house parties than I have ever done because that's the only thing booking. But for years, I've been focusing mainly on corporate events, and corporate events are great for a couple of reasons. One, I love children. I have children. Children are great, but the magic that I want to perform and the magic that I want to do and I'm interested in is a little bit too sophisticated for children, right? If you're doing mentalism, you can't really hire a mentalist for a kid's birthday party. I mean, I guess you could, but it doesn't really work. So there's that. So I tend to work for corporate audiences, adult audiences, professional audiences, right? It's where I feel comfortable. It's the type of magic that I feel comfortable doing, and that the audience is appropriate for the type of magic that I do. So they can hire more often and they have larger budgets. So that's what I go for, right? But go with what makes you happy. You don't want to, if you're happy performing it for families and for general audiences and that kind of stuff, don't try to go get all corporate stuff because you'll be miserable, right? And if you're a corporate magician, don't go do a bunch of kids' birthday parties because you're going to hate it. But everybody's got to start somewhere. Doing a lot of kids. If you do kids' birthday parties, you will be an excellent magician in anything else that you do because kids will teach you how to deal with any crazy situation that happens in any show. I used to do so many kids' birthday parties, hundreds and hundreds of kids' birthday parties over the years. And they're great. They're fun. The best advice I have there, go with it, right? If something goes crazy or off the rails, instead of sweating about it, getting all stressed out and everything and trying to go, no, that you guys are high tech. We gotta get back on track. Don't do that. Whatever, if something crazy happen, that's part of the show. Then you just run with it. That's it's the improv technique of yes and let's go crazy. And then you can kind of and then move the train back and onto the track, but don't try to force it through sheer force of will because it'll end badly for you and you'll have a terrible show. But have fun with it. So you got to think about how many shows you want to do. You got to think that. There you go. You guys are doing the math for me. Great. Zombie says, my first magic set was a Phantasma, and they have some really great marked cards. Phantasma magic sets are great. Is there a wrong presentation to magic? Narrating everything is often looked down upon by magicians who value presentation. I think the presentation is up to you. It is, but it's also up to your audience, because here's the thing. When people say don't narrate everything, there is an aspect of that which is maybe based just in maybe the magician's feelings on how magic should be performed. But some of it is also coming from the magician's observation of how their audiences are receiving magic presented that way, right? So if you are performing magic with narration, and like okay, we'll use me as an example because I'm here. So I'll tell you not to narrate all your magic. I'll tell you that. And the reason is it can be pretty boring, right? Audiences tend to go, okay, yeah, it's not interesting. Don't make up some crazy story that you want to suspend disbelief. You don't want to completely have people think you're bonkers. So you don't be like, well, a psychic clown from outer space gifted me with this brass tube that contains a $1 bill and a lock upon it, right? Like that gets weird, right? So you have to be somewhere in the middle where things sound plausible and there's a reason you're showing something, or there's a reason you're doing a thing. Because in no other human interaction do people narrate like that. It's bizarre and can be off-putting. Now that you can throw that rule out. You could throw it out, and if it works for you, if your character, your personality, or the type of magic that you do fits that, and narration is the way to do it, then that's the way you do it, right? There are always exceptions to the rule. As a general, though, magic that's just purely narrated isn't very interesting for audiences, right? So it's not a don't, but it's like a, hey, keep this in mind based on the experience of people who have been doing this a long time, and a lot of people who've been doing this a long time. Maybe not the way to go, but I'm happy to eat my words if I'm wrong, right? So yeah, that's kind of what I have to say. Joseph Rasek says, please don't forget about the one-handed shuffle tips. I won't. Thank you for reminding me. Children are the biggest critics, I think, to impress. Well, they're the toughest audiences. Children see right through deception. So that's really good idea to perform for a lot of kids, right? Do lots of birthday parties. You will be the best magician ever if you do magic, because they're going to teach you about all the things that they don't have any filter. They won't say they'll say whatever's on their mind. So like if you flashed or you did something and they think they know how you did it, they're going to tell you, and they're going to tell you in a very public and loud way. And that's really helpful if you listen to them. You should do as many kids shows as you can, be extremely grateful to them, because they're going to help you get better. Kids who do, or magicians that do kids' birthday parties become the best magicians in the world. No joke. It says 175 shows. Yes, there you go. With as much as I spent on magic already, would I have to do 397,000 shows to recoup my investments? Yeah, well, that's a lot of shows. It is. AMS, you're welcome. So let's go ahead into the one-hand shuffle tips. I'm not sure exactly what you want me to cover, but I'll try to. Let me get a deck of cards that's appropriate for this. Yeah, this will work. Okay, so I'm not sure what you want me to cover here, but we'll go into it. Woo! Look at that. Woo! Yeah! Hey, look, I'm Brad Christian. Okay, so here's what you need to do. For one-hand shuffle, I always have my pinky on the end, okay? My pinky's on the end. That way the cards are nice and square. You want the cards to start off square. They should always be under your control. So there it is, nice and square there. I have even pressure on all sides. Okay. Then the index finger comes over, bites a chunk, half. And then here's the hard part that everybody struggles with. See, the thumb and the index finger are going to spread out. They're going to drop cards everywhere. They're going to open up like this, okay? And it does take some practice to kind of get this motion, the separation of the fingers to happen. Once you do, this packet right here is going to go right along your nail until your index finger pops out from behind, and then you should have packets that are pretty square like that. Okay, so then there you have that, and I have nothing's going anywhere, nothing's loose, everything's wet, and I'm not crunching down on it either. You can see the packets are pretty square; they're not like bowed yet. Okay, and then I have this little pivot here, this little lever off my index finger, so I just bring my thumb down to make sure those two packets line up. And when you keep squeezing with your thumb and these two fingers here, mostly the ring finger for me, those two packets will furrow into one another. Then they'll be like that. And then traditionally you would end a one-hand shuffle with, see how my fingers are poking off the bottom there? Curl them around so they don't shoot out. Then flex your fingers down to create an arch. Remove your index finger. And then depending on the pressure you're using to squeeze the cards, you can get them to riffle together. I hope that answers your question. If you have anything specific that you need help with, I'll be happy to try to answer that. But that's kind of a basic idea of that. Guys, we're getting at the 1 hour, 40-minute mark. I think we're about to call it a night here. But I wanted to thank you all for being here tonight. It's been a real pleasure to spend some time with you. Thanks for listening to me complain about Illusionist. Sounds like a lot of you guys are up to the same type of being angry. If you haven't already, please like this video if you did, and consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon. That way you don't miss a single video. I do a new video every Thursday at noon. That might change. I'm thinking about trying to do a more optimal time, but right now it's Thursdays at noon, and then a live stream Fridays at 10 p.m. So please join me. I would love to see you there. I have a I have a wonderful time every time I hop on the live stream with you guys. And it's telling you the thing too. Biscuity, love you too, bud. Flaming ya! Flaming ya! See you guys soon.